You're everyone. I'm Wally, and the rest of the listeners are Brennan, and we're roasting chips, yes.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, I'm everyone.
Yes, you are everyone. As I am also everyone.
Yes, you're everyone. I'm Wally, and the rest of the listeners are Brennan,
no,
and
they're not
we're
Brennan.
roasting chips, yes. Yeah.
Um,
Perfect. We nailed that.
oh no, I didn't know. I abandoned that.
No, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. But that was a better way of doing what we were kind of talking about
You
earlier
know
before
what?
this
I
started.
think I should just leave that. You know
Yeah.
what?
Oh
I think
yeah.
I'm gonna do that. Yep.
You
I
you
think that's it.
absolutely should.
That makes the most
That was
sense for this
perfect.
show.
Yes. Anyway, everybody listening and or watching, welcome to what will probably be our shortest episode of chip roasting.
Maybe.
And now, goodbye. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Uh,
Yep, that's it. That's it, everyone. You don't forget to follow us on YouTube and Instagram now. As you can see, we're back to being having a spleen, not a spleen splitting us, a screen splitting us,
yes,
or a line splitting us.
we realized we don't like being in the same room as each other at all. No, hopefully in 2 weeks from now we'll be back to in person, but just scheduling uh, this weekend. I have stuff.
I thought I was sick, which I
Oh
wasn't,
yeah,
but that
yeah,
was the main contributor to this. And then I found out I
yes.
wasn't. And then I said we'll play
Oh
by ear.
yeah, that's right.
And
We were
then
going to do it
planning.
in person today because of the plans,
Mm-hmm.
but then you were like sick, and I was like,
Mm-hmm.
well, I guess we can do virtual. And then you were like, I'm not sick, and I was like, yeah, I'll just
I
not drive.
which is fair because I didn't know the playoff schedule then when we scheduled this, but now
And
I
now there
do.
are sports.
And
There are
yeah,
sports too, so there's a lot of contributing factors here.
yep. And if
Um,
if you're lucky, if I'm unlucky, if you're lucky, but I'm unlucky, then we won't have to worry about it until Sunday. Until after we won't have to worry about sports anymore after Sunday
oh
because my team
yes,
is bad.
sad.
So
That
yeah,
is horrible.
yep. So
Um,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, there wasn't a bunch of news, and then yesterday, DC was like, "Here's all the news," and I was like, "Oh, all right, cool."
Sweet.
So apparently in the list in the order I have things, that's first. So DC, this we're just I don't know if we're gonna kind of glaze over this one. I don't know if there's too much to say other than this, but Gail Gadot came out last week, I think, and said that Joss Whedon essentially threatened her career on the set of the Justice League. Um, yeah, I don't know if there's
Dang.
anything you have to say about that. I don't have anything to say about it. We all know Joss Whedon's kind of a dick.
Yeah, I saw something about maybe it was that a couple
Maybe
days ago. Maybe it was yesterday. I don't know. Time moves odd,
time is a flat
but
circle.
sad. It's so funny. Is just how everyone just kind of assumed Justice League was bad, and then it got remade and it was like twice as long, and after we're like, oh, it was good. Oh, it was just the director who was awful.
Yeah,
Apparently here.
yeah. And if you really think about it, or at least I watched a YouTube video, so obviously it's true. Because you know that's the rule. If it's on YouTube, it's true. Um, I was watching a YouTube video,
Absolutely, yeah.
and it basically showed the similarities between Justice League and the first Avengers movie, and they're almost the exact same movie. There
Interesting.
are differences, obviously, but chemistry being the biggest one. But yeah, I don't know. I've yet to see either versions of the Justice League, so I can't say whether they were good or not.
I've seen the bad one. Haven't seen the good one. The one that people are calling good yet. I almost put it on today while I was at work just to have on in the background.
Mm.
But honestly, I feel like that would have made me more tired than I already was.
It's a
Just having to
4 hour movie.
yeah, split my attention, just having that going on in the background the entire time. So like, I'll just wait until I'm like asleep and I'll have it on in the background then. I'll just wake up. I'll like dream the entire movie.
Yep, there you go. That's the best way to do it,
Yeah.
especially with all the DC movies. Speaking of which, we got some pictures from the Batman movie.
Oh, I
Um,
did see one of them.
yeah, and then there was like a couple posters. that we got from it now. It seemed pretty cool.
I saw one of the Riddler, I believe. Let me
Oh yeah.
open up a
That's
tab
right.
fast to see if I can
Get it
pull
up
this
quickly.
up.
I'll fill in
Um,
time because I'm so good at doing that. Just sitting here talking to absolutely no one, with myself. I do it on a regular basis. But no, yeah,
yes,
there was a picture of the Riddler, and I think there was some controversy about him
yes,
not being in his typical green suit covered in question marks.
yes. I'm looking at it right now just to make sure that I had it right and that I wasn't
Imagining
absolutely
things.
insane. But yeah,
You still might be.
oh yeah. Just insane in this particular aspect here.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
I don't like how he looks. The Riddler is one of my favorite Batman villains,
Gotcha.
just because I love how he just like this like that shade of green and purple just mixed together, and he's always it's either in like in like the very first Batman series with Adam West, he was either in like that
Yeah.
skin tight like whatever or like a full on suit, and he's all
With the
just I
green
like
and
how
the
he's just
question marks.
going
Yeah.
around like this. He's like woohoo he like a
Looking-
goblin or whatever, just like the way he like
Yeah.
laughs or whatever. And this guy doesn't give me those vibes, right?
Right. I almost
now.
feel like the Riddler is made for an Adam West type show.
Yes.
You know, or like that show in particular. It's just like he's a little bit too goofy. And I mean, I guess you definitely could make him dark. Maybe like
Yeah.
tone down the green and the purple.
Yeah, you
But
absolutely
yeah,
could.
there was some controversy there.
Yeah,
Apparently,
he's more
someone said
dark
that he
here.
looked like a different Batman villain,
Oh.
which is even weirder direction that they went into. But I don't know.
And
I have no
like
strong opinions on it.
you definitely can make the Riddler dark, but then he loses the charm that I like about him.
That's
like
fair.
the charm for me is like he's this just insane dude who's like, ooh, riddles. And he asks them, and if you get them right, you can like stop his crimes. And he's like, drats. I also really liked the Riddler in Gotham in the show that ran on Fox for like 5 seasons or whatever. I liked him there. He was like a more dark character there, but he still had like a balance of like insane and like super like the
out like super cheesy and out there. Yeah.
He had that vibe. So I'm really hoping that the Riddler and the Batman movie that's coming out soon has that same kind of cheesy vibe too.
Yeah. I mean, and that's just one picture that someone picked from a scene someone had from a scene. He could very well have his green suit.
It's just like the whole thing. Like I'm hoping that's not his costume. It's just like an outfit that he has on at one point. If that's like his costume, it's gonna be kind of sad.
Mm-hmm. They definitely could do something where like they have like all the really. Have you ever seen those movies that like they have like it's like all black and white, and then they choose like a certain color to be like really prevalent, and that's the only thing that's not in black and white.
Yeah,
they can have like all like the colors like toned down like a ton, like a really dark Batman movie, and then just the Riddler costume just green.
Yes,
the only thing that shows like extreme amounts of color is that. I think that'd be an interesting thing.
I want the Riddler. I don't care how dark Batman is. I just want the Riddler to be super cheesy and campy and all that stuff. Just like a Christopher Nolan type movie with like the Dark Knight and everything. Like but just replace like the Joker with like the Riddler who's not dark at all and is just just going on about it.
Right.
Everything.
Right. Take Adam West's Batman's Riddler and put it in Christopher Nolan's Batman movies.
Yes.
There was also a script leak for the Batman movie, and it was a conversation between Batman and the Joker. So it seems like they're just going to literally shove him in anything that they can.
And which Joker is it? Who plays the Joker in the
I was going to say
movie?
I don't know which Joker it is. It very well could be Jared Leto's, but that wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah, because this is
in a different universe because they're ready for that, I guess.
I believe they confirmed this takes place on Earth 2. So
that is
I don't know
from the Earth that is not Earth 2.
Yes. it's so funny because in Marvel, like the Earth everybody's on is like Earth like 600 and something
616
or whatever.
That's the comics. Yeah. The movie one's different. I don't know what it is.
Oh, well, yeah, but just, in like the main Marvel, like whatever, something like that. In like DC, it's always like Earth 1. It's like they were just like, we're not going to make it complicated. We're just Earth 1. We are somehow the first or just everyone just agrees we're Earth 1. There's no debate across all of the Earths. They're fine with us being Earth 1.
The MCU is
Really funny,
Earth 199,999.
I did not know that was confirmed.
That is because I remember seeing one of the alternate realities they made in the Shield show was like that -1.
Interesting.
Yeah, and we'll get to see even more during the Loki show.
Yeah,
which we've got a lot
I'm
of trailers
excited
for,
that.
but we'll get there.
We did. I watched like 2 of them. I was like, these are really neat. I thought I kept posting more. I was like, I don't need more trailers.
Like, stop. You just release episodes if you keep showing us trailers.
Yeah.
But,
exactly. But anyway, so with the Batman, I don't know if there's any more news about the Batman specifically.
About that, no, specifically, but there is other Batman news, not the Batman, but
okay. Well, I am looking forward to this movie. Hope they do it well. Do we know when it's coming out yet? And by we, I mean you, because I don't remember.
I think let me fill some air a little bit. I know it comes out next year.
All right. So
nope, not episode 2. Release date March 4th, 2022. Wow, that's bold. That is a bold thing to do because 23 days later. Or wait, what did I say? March 2nd? No, March 3rd. 22 days later, Doctor Strange comes out.
Interesting.
So they was like, no, we're gonna get the first multiversal movie, and then but no one cares. I'll probably go try to see that. If there's a good a time as any to get into something like that and it be good, which it hasn't been, it's now.
Hope so.
Next is there's going to be a new Batman show for HBO Max and I believe Cartoon Network. From the director.
Is it animated or is it live
animated?
Action? Animated.
It's going to be there's 3 important people involved in this project. The director of The Batman, Matt Reeves, is going to be involved.
All right.
J.J. Abrams is going to be involved, and the creator of the Batman the animated series, and Batman Beyond, Bruce Timm, will also be involved. So those are some giant names attached to that series, and that has already elevated the potential for the show.
Yes.
Because J.J. Abrams, regardless of whether or not you like The Last Jedi, looked spectacular. And Knives Out is a great movie.
Yes.
And then I've never seen it, but apparently Batman, the animated series, and Batman Beyond are amazing shows.
I've seen all of Batman Beyond, and it was fantastic. I don't remember exactly Batman the animated series because I get it confused with all of the other Batman shows, like Batman the Brave and the Bold.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. I don't remember.
It came out in the late 90s, early 2000s.
All right. But I did like Batman Beyond. Mm-hmm. So if it's more of that kind of vibe there, that would be cool.
Right. It could also be like one of these. I mean, I don't know. I guess if it's coming to Cartoon Network, it could also be a part of Adult Swim. Because they definitely, with J.J. Abrams, obviously Matt Reeves, who did the new the Batman, which is weird to say, but that's technically what I have to say.
Yeah.
It could be like a really gritty TV show, almost like the video games are. So
yeah,
it'd be interesting to see.
I would guess it'll probably be like, an animated like children's show like Batman Beyond and Batman the Animated Series, but it'll be interesting to see, the exact direction they choose on going with all that.
Right. Yeah, it'll be interesting. Especially, there's the names attached to it. You just can't escape that. If it's bad, does not reflect well on them. But I don't think it'll be bad. I'm gonna butcher these names, so I apologize in advance. Adil El-Arbi, and Bilal Fallah are set to direct the Batgirl movie for HBO Max. It's not going to be a TV show; it's going to be a movie.
Oh, interesting. Is it supposed to tie into any of the other DC movies at all, or is it like standalone? Okay.
I have no idea. Do we ever know with DC?
Well, that's a very good point.
Because the Joker, no. But in the Batman, yes, but not the same universe.
Yeah, it's like, well, wait. That's just such an incredible thing, in my opinion, for them to have done. It's because it's just like if Marvel right now was supposed to be like, oh yeah, we're doing like a new film, and then you go and watch it, and it's like totally different tone, totally different, like none of the events are referenced or whatever. Mm-hmm. And they're like, no, yeah, this isn't in like the MCU. It's just a different Earth, and you're like, what? And it's like, yeah. This is one of the ones you're supposed to watch when watching all of the MCU movies, just not connected to any of them because it's a different Earth.
You know,
but in your head, it is connected.
That's kind of what they're doing when they're going back. If everything that's coming out about Spider-Man 3 is true, they're kind of going back and doing that to past movies. Like, oh yeah, those old Spider-Man movies in the MCU. Oh, are they connected? Not at all. But they're in it. That's kind of exactly what they're doing.
Oh yeah, it's so funny that they're doing it with like not Marvel, but like that DC is doing it like with the Batman here. As far as I can tell, it looks like they're just being like, oh yeah, we're not gonna like actually reference the other DC movies in any way, but it's on Earth too, so it is tied into all of them.
Right, and they're gonna tie it in with the Flash movie, I think. The Flash.
Oh, I did forget about that. So it actually will kind of be actually tied in then somehow.
Kind of. Just like the other Spider-Man movies. But at least Marvel's doing it to old movies. They're making new movies and saying that.
Yeah.
Because at least that's like, all right, fine, Marvel. I kind of get it, but not really. But this is like, why? Just make it. I mean, I don't think. Who's Batman in Justice League? I don't remember his name.
Don't ask me for
Matt Damon.
For names.
That's who it is. It's Matt
It was
Damon.
Matt Damon,
right?
Oh, wow.
Matt Damon? No. I get them confused.
No,
I really should stop looking. We really should just stop saying words. Let's see, look at Batman. I'm just gonna look at Batman versus Superman because that's I know that he was in that.
Was it
Ben Affleck?
Ben Affleck.
Yeah,
okay.
it was Ben
Cool.
Affleck. Yeah, it was him, not Matt Damon. They are. They were in a movie together, though. I think weren't they in Good Will Hunting? Whatever. Anyway, sorry.
One of them was, I think. I know Robin Williams was in there. Has Robin Williams ever played Batman?
Maybe in his own, maybe in his free time. Rest in peace. But so Ben Affleck, I don't know why they couldn't have just made another one with him. I mean, I thought he was fine as Batman.
See,
fine, not great, but if that's the way they're going with the DC.
I'm absolutely convinced that DC just wants as many people to play Batman as possible.
Oh yeah, you think they're gonna? Oh no, he's already played the Joker, Mark Hamill. It's time for him to play Batman.
Yes.
He could be God, what's it called? The Batman from that the Joker the Batman who laughed. That's who he could be. Have you ever heard of that comic?
Yes, I have.
The Batman who laughed. That shit's creepy, but it's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway,
Yeah.
We started with Batgirl here. So we did. So anyway, I have no idea if that's gonna be tied into the movies.
That was one last thing I wanted to say is that I hope that in Spider-Man No Way Home, they literally somehow like every Marvel movie that's come out, they like reference it in there, so they're all technically part of the MCU now. Like even like the I want to say Japanese Spider-Man movie
from the 70s
that was made. Yeah, that one. I just want all of them to become officially MCU by being referenced in this Spider-Man.
Is that how they bring in the Fantastic Four?
Yeah,
the 90s.
Yes,
the one that never came out.
It
was so bad.
I almost forgot about that one too. Yeah, just all there are like four Fantastic Four movies, I think, or is there only like
there's the one that never came out. There's the duology, and then there's the one that then there's Fan-Fourtastic, which is awful.
Yes. Yeah. I want Chris Evans back in the MCU, but not playing Captain America, playing the other version of the Human Torch from the one that we'll get in the MCU.
And that's how they'll introduce Deadpool. What if you think that's how they introduce Deadpool in the MCU? Through Spider-Man?
Honestly,
that would make the most sense.
Probably. But what I'm honestly expecting is just, in like Spider-Man or whatever, it'll just have like various characters all showing up or whatever. And then, Spider-Man will have interactions with them in some way.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't see Deadpool at all. But then in Deadpool 3, it like starts off with him just like teleporting to Earth, whatever number it is, just in the same way. And just like literally just not even trying to find Spider-Man or like not even seeking anything.
I think we'll get back. We'll get to this after the news because we've given no time to Batgirl, and this is how this started.
Oh yes, Batgirl. Excited about it. Cool. Let's move on. Unless there's
no, that's it. But there's more DC news. No, that's it.
Yeah. All right.
DC has announced an Injustice movie.
Oh, cool.
An animated movie, so it's gonna be good. You know, they're gonna do justice to the injustice.
Nice.
That's all the news I have about
Instead of the injustice, they did to the justice when that first came out.
Oh yeah, bad.
Yeah,
Anyway,
the Justice League. Yeah.
The trailer for Venom 2, Venom Let There Be Carnage came out last week.
Yes. I actually wasn't as excited about that as I
No?
hoped I would be.
I mean, it
Yeah.
looks like Venom 1.
Yeah, it basically looks like Venom 1, which I'm
But
kind of
Carnage.
grateful for. It should match, like it won't be like a sequel where it's like, oh, this isn't what I wanted.
Right,
Looks like it'll
right.
pretty much be Venom. So if you liked Venom, I'm sure you'll like Venom too.
Did you like Venom? I liked Venom.
I
It felt like an
I
old.
liked it all right. Yeah.
It
was
felt
one
like an
that,
old movie.
Yeah, it was one that I enjoyed watching. I was like, I probably won't go back and rewatch this anytime soon, but I enjoyed seeing it for the first time here.
Right.
So I'll also enjoy seeing Venom 2 for the first time, I'm sure. And whether Venom 2 ends up being one that I go back and like rewatch, yet to be determined here.
Right. Yeah. I liked the first Venom. It did feel like an early 2000s cartoon.
Yeah.
Not cartoon.
Superhero
It felt like Spider-Man. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Andrew,
Yeah.
The Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies.
Yeah.
What did you think of the symbiote cooking him breakfast? I thought that was hilarious.
Yes.
That was funny.
Except for they spent a long time on that in like the ad there. I saw it was like I was like, oh, this is funny. And they just kept showing shots. I was like, I don't want to watch a whole scene right now. I just want to see bits from the trailer. I mean, yeah, but I do like these gags. I do like how it's showing that Venom. I don't remember what the guy's name is, but that Venom and that guy do get along now, work together. They have conversations,
right?
All this stuff. The guy still kind of looks like Venom is taking a toll on him.
Yeah,
it doesn't look like he's been sleeping well or anything like that. But
would you be sleeping well if you were mentally connected to an alien?
Probably not, unless like the alien's nice and doesn't bother me.
Fair.
But
that's well, I mean, not. Clearly it's bothering him.
Yeah,
made him breakfast. There were two big Easter eggs in it, and that was the director that did. Sorry, English is hard. The detective was reading the Daily Bugle. I don't know if you caught that.
I did not.
Spider-Man. Yeah. Well, yes. Yeah. Spider-Man. And then I don't know where it came up in the thing. Oh, I think it was just in the trailer. Ravencroft also appeared, which is a which is a mental hospital in the comics, where some super villains are. I probably should have done more research on Ravencroft, but they actually have there's a current run. There's a run of comics right now going on.
Do you know which supervillains? Supervillains from who? Is it Spider-Man supervillains?
I think just MCU villains in general. Or not MCU.
Yeah. Wait, no, it is. Well, it's just
it's
Marvel.
The Ravencroft Institute. That's what it's
Maybe called. That's where the Vulture is.
Maybe. Ravencroft Institute for the Criminally Insane. It's
nice.
And it's actually a big part here. It takes place in it is in Westchester County in New York, which means the Venom will be in New York, which means who might make an appearance? Spider-Man.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's here we go. Let's click the button that says residence. Oh, wait. Oh, it's gonna take me to a different page.
Sad.
God.
We don't want that.
Let's see here. Norman Osborn is the director of it in the comics. Well. So there's that known patients, Al Capone, Black Hole, Carnage. Oh, maybe that's where he ends up. Maybe that's where Vulture finds him at the end.
Interesting.
Maybe. Doc Ock is there. Electro is there. I'm seeing a theme. Maybe this will lead us into the Spider-Man movie. Juggernaut's there, so that's kind of
cool. Oh yeah, because this comes out before Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, this comes out relatively soon. I think Mysterio's there. Norman Osborn is also there, but he's a patient and he runs it. So Wolverina is a person. Wolverine, but with an A. So yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of notable villains in there, mostly Spider-Man villains. So
Yes.
maybe that's where we'll get more. We'll see more of his villains coming in future movies because they're gonna milk Spider-Man as long as they can. Sony,
Oh yeah.
especially if they pick up the other two series, depending on the success of the current Spider-Man and the Spider-Verse, because they definitely could go and do a Spider-Man 4 and a Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Because why not? Money, that's why.
Yeah.
But so yeah, and we finally got a date. You actually told me this one for not a date. We got a month for Marvel's What If.
Yeah, we did.
It's August, which is cool. Which
Mhm.
means I think we'll have a bit of a gap. Wait, when does Loki come out? Is it June or July? June, right?
June. Yep.
So we'll have a bit of a gap there.
So we might, depending on how many, because Loki is 8 episodes, right?
Right, so that's 8 weeks. No, maybe not. No, it'll go right into it.
We might
We'll
have a
probably have a
small
week.
gap.
Like
Yeah,
a week,
yeah,
like
like
we
a
did
week.
the
Well,
last two.
depending on when it comes out in August. If it comes out like the first week, then probably not a gap hardly at all. If it's like
Right.
the last week of August,
Well,
then
they'll probably do a gap week and then put the Marvel Assembled,
yeah.
like they did with WandaVision, which I still think you should watch. I don't know if you've watched them yet.
I have not yet, but I will put that
You'd
on my
really enjoy
list.
the WandaVision one and how they did um the 50s
Sweet. Yeah.
production and lighting and stuff because you're into that, right? You only did it for a while. Anyway, so we'll probably get it. We'll get that probably second week August. Um, and then so the Bad Batch will go on for 14 weeks. Or no, we have 11 more weeks.
Yes.
Yeah, 11 more weeks. Sorry, there's 16 episodes. No, there's 12 more weeks of Bad Batch. So I don't know if that'll run into that as well. I don't know how many weeks. That's 3 more months.
Yes.
So yeah, that'll also run to August.
Cool.
Thank you, Marvel and Lucasfilms, for giving us content for this podcast. I don't know what I mean. There was that span of time where we didn't have any content. We did the top tens, and we did that episode
The
about
Star
Community
Wars holiday
and
special
the Star
too.
Wars
Yeah.
holiday special. But I was gonna say maybe when we run out of stuff to talk about, we won't have that for a while.
That was like the first like 10 episodes of our podcast. I just realized we didn't have any of the stuff that we talk about now. Like how there's like a new show. It was
right.
No, there was The Mandalorian. We started talking about The Mandalorian.
Yeah, that was a weekly thing.
That's what it was. And then that ended. And then we had that huge gap.
Like pretty early.
Yeah.
Right? Because I know our first 4 episodes, because Community was, I think, 4. I don't know what we did for the second and third one. The second one
was just Mark Hamill. The second one, exclusively Mark Hamill. I don't think we mentioned anything else. It's like 2 hours long.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I had the Mark Hamill counter. I had to go through every time we said it. I had to go in and edit it, do the Mark Hamill counter. But we'll get to him. He's coming up in these news in a minute. Don't worry. Don't you worry.
Okay.
Anyway, so this is the last bit of Marvel news. Emily Blunt has come out and said that playing a superhero does not interest her. But why do we care? Because lots of people had her fan cast as Sue Storm, aka the Invisible Woman, playing opposite of her husband, John Krasinski, in the Fantastic Four.
Yeah, I'd seen that a lot. I'd seen that out there a lot.
Yeah, and she's also doing her press tour for what's that? Quiet Place 2, right? Yeah. If I was an actor, which I'm not, I could be if I wanted to, but not a famous one. You guys can go check out my acting skills on the Jimbo Slice Films page.
And there may be more acting stuff coming soon. Who knows?
No, we know.
No,
we know.
No,
we know. No, yes. The answer is yes. The answer to that question is yes. Well, we know. Well, now everyone does.
Yeah.
Except it's a no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Okay. We're all on the same page here.
We might come back. No.
Yes. Everyone is on the same page here. No.
Okay, no, mostly because I don't remember the password.
Find that password at some point, so we can at least we can like change the like the descriptions, being like, "Hey, check out this thing that is more current, and we have the password for."
Yeah.
We
get the password just to forget it again later.
Yeah.
No, I think I know what it is. Anyway.
Okay.
So
we'll talk
anyway,
more
if I was
after
an
this.
actor,
yeah. If
I would hate if I'm doing a press tour for this one particular movie, and people are asking me about a movie I'm not even involved with, like other outside of Fancast, I would be super annoyed. Because
Yeah,
apparently there have
I
been
get that.
videos of her being like, all right, guys, stop asking me about this. Because like I have a movie out, she's a movie out. Like talk about that movie, not a movie she might not she might maybe do.
And not even that, but the one that she has no real interest in
Yeah.
either. Like
Well, that yeah.
When Allison Brie was like doing interviews to promote something she was in, I can't remember what, and people were asking her, it's like,
Not
oh
She-Hulk.
yeah, tell me that she
Yeah.
held it. Like that was the part she was like, yeah, I would like to to play this here. So it was like, it was a kind of cool thing for interviews. But if you're an interviewer and you know that this person doesn't even want to play the
Right.
role you're
Right.
asking them about, why would you
Right.
ask them about that there?
Well, and honestly, I would love to see Allison Brie in the MCU, but obviously not as She-Hulk. But that's actually a good, nice transition, because Paul Rudd and back when he was before Ant-Man, and Tatiana Maslany, who is officially been announced as She-Hulk, they also both denied playing the character as well. Apparently she's gotten very adamant about the fact that she's not playing Emily Blunt's. She's gotten adamant about the fact that she has no interest. So it's probably not the same situation here, but I guess we'll find out. Just stop asking her. She seems a little annoyed. Because I would be too. Anyway, so Mark Hamill. This is Star Wars news, kind of. Mark Hamill is on TikTok now, and so that sent everyone into a tizzy. But only him. No space cows and no blue milk. Thank God. That might be because
Very
I'm vaccinated,
interesting.
but there might
Yes.
be. I haven't seen him. But yeah, and
Yes.
apparently he's like answering fans and like liking their comments or whatever. And today he actually posted a video. There's some guy who's like, I do all this work on TikTok just to get famous, and then this actor, and he like did the air quotes, comes and he gets all these followers in one day and gets 3 million views on a video. And Mark Hamill says, "Thank you for that nice warm welcome to TikTok." And then that was the video, and like, what a legend. he is a Jedi in real life, Mark Hamill. I refuse to believe otherwise. Anyway, so the next bit of Star Wars news is the Star Wars celebration has been moved up to May 26th through 29th in 2022.
Interesting.
In
When was it originally scheduled for, and
like
what is it?
August. It's like Star Wars nerds getting together to celebrate Star Wars. And usually Lucasfilms is involved in some way.
Oh,
so
all right.
Yeah, it's cool.
Okay.
So it's been moved up to May 26th to the 29th. If
cool.
we had a bigger following, we'd do a meetup, but we don't. So
yes.
Also, we don't have money for
not
this.
yet. There's still
That's fair.
a
There's
year.
time. There's time.
There's still a year.
Yeah,
I don't
right.
see this podcast ever taking off in any regard here.
No,
but if it does,
having time.
If it does, yeah. If it does, we promise we will set a meetup at this.
Yep.
Celebration of Star Wars.
Yep, for sure. And last bit of Star Wars news is Dave Filoni was named the executive creative director at Lucasfilms, where he was last summer, but the news just came out because it was an internal thing. So, why release it immediately? But it got publicized yesterday, which is cool. Good for Dave Filoni. He's done a great job with all the Star Wars stuff he's worked on. But cool. No, he's not replacing Kathleen Kennedy, to all you people out there who probably thought that. That's not what Kathleen Kennedy is to Star Wars what Kevin Feige is to Marvel. I think that's how that works. So, I don't know. People don't like her because they didn't like the sequels. Which if you don't like the sequels, that's fine. But don't be a dick.
Yeah.
And finally, the last bit of news is Pixar news. The Monsters at Work trailer was released. It seems it's going to be a direct sequel to the original Monsters Inc. movie. Literally, right after the last one ended, this one begins. This show is set in the time when they stop using streams for energy, but rather laughter. Main character of the show is a monster who knows scaring, who only knows scaring. So he is relegated to work on MIFT, or the Monsters Inc. facilities team. It stars Superstore's Ben Feldman and Ryan the Last Dragon / Star Wars Kelly Marie Tran.
Cool.
So after leaving Superstore, or after leaving, what's the place in Superstore called? Cloud9, he found work. Because he left the show, and his character subsequently left the store because the show kept going, not for much longer. And now he's got work in the Monsters world. What did you think about the trailer?
Yes, I liked it. That's as much as I got there. I actually don't remember a whole lot about the first Monsters Inc. movie. Like, I remember like the general plot. It's one of them that I need to go back and like rewatch. But it looked like a good movie. I never saw Monsters University.
That's fine.
So
we talked
I'm not
about
sure
this
about the
last week
whole evolution.
or 2 weeks ago.
Did we now?
Yeah, it was Steven at the bonfire.
Oh yeah, but not like on the podcast.
Oh no, not on the podcast.
All of our listeners are now like, what did he mean? They talked about it. They're like commenting down in the comments. They're like, I didn't hear anything about.
Yes, the one person who's commented, your friend.
Yes.
Jacob.
Yes. He actually was like, hey, I like saw you liked and you replied to my comment and everything. And I was like,
yeah.
He was like, so thanks for that. And I was like, that wasn't me. What are you talking about? What comment?
Yeah, it's my YouTube channel, so I'm the one who controls everything. But shout out Jacob for listening to us on YouTube. By the way, I think we have 5 views on YouTube.
Sweet.
I
have no idea how far Jacob watches into these, if at all, or if he just sees them and like comments down there. But Jacob, if it
was just that last
are
episode.
Listening, yeah, Jacob, if you listen to up to this part in the episode, I don't know why, but if you did,
I don't know why.
Comment down something very specific here that I will think of right now.
The keyword. Yeah,
comment down below the keyword. I'm drawing a blank here. Tell us what your preference is. Star Wars or Marvel? Let's really get these engagement numbers up here. Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah, but like, tell us in one comment what it is, and then in a different comment, tell us why.
Tell us what Star Wars character you would like to see in the MCU and
vice versa. I like. There we go.
Yeah,
do that. Forget about the first question. Which, okay. If you were watching this, Jacob, this is specifically for you, but anyone else, if you're watching or listening,
just like engagement here. Also like.
And like and subscribe. We'll get to that
subscribe,
later.
Or dislike. So let me get those engagement numbers high.
Really engagement. But comment which MCU character you'd like to see in Star Wars and which Star Wars character you'd like to see in the MCU. I'm gonna make it a rule that it can't be Mace Windu or Nick Fury, because that's cheating. They're the same person.
Oh man, that would have been a clever one there.
Yes, but nope. I'm on to you guys. I know that's cheating. Anyway, so on to the Bad Batch. 2 more episodes.
Actually, I have a bit of news too. I was thinking about before this. It's not related to Marvel or Star Wars, but it's related to movies. And I don't have another place to talk about it, so I'm going to talk about it here. But there was a trailer that dropped for a new movie, Dear Evan Hansen.
Oh yeah, I saw that people were talking about that.
Maybe people you have,
mad about how the guy is too old to be 16.
Yes,
yeah, I saw that controversy.
Yes, I believe in the stage musical, he played the main character. He's done it for years, and that's why they cast him in the movie, which is awesome. Except for he looks well past the age of a high schooler now.
Sure.
But I've seen this show live, and it was very good. I very much enjoyed it. But with the trailer here, I hate that they're playing it like it's a heartwarming story.
Yeah.
Because the actual story is so like messed up and so dark. And like I was watching, it got to the last part of like the second act, and I was like, oh my God, what's gonna happen? Like the main character is not supposed to be a likable person at all.
No.
And in the trailer, it looks like a Hallmark movie, basically. It was like lighthearted, happy, whatever. And I'm like, this is either they edited the story so much for the movie version that it is going to be that now,
Uh-huh.
or a lot of people are going to go see this movie expecting something completely different and
Yeah.
be very weirded out by how the story goes.
Okay, for everyone who doesn't understand, mostly me, because no one else is listening right now, except the person listening to this later. What is the story of Evan Hansen? I don't even know what this is. Like, I've heard of it, but I don't know what this. Just give us a quick synopsis.
So yeah, so for you and anyone else who's listening who like hasn't seen the trailer or doesn't have any knowledge of, like about it,
This is for you,
essentially,
NSA agent.
yes. Essentially, what the story is like, there's the main character. His name is Evan Hansen, not Dear Evan Hansen. There was somebody who at some point thought that his full name was Dear Evan Hansen. His first name is not Dear. So
it's a weird first name, Dear. No, my first name's Evan. Oh.
So anyway, he's this kid. He's depressed. He's having a rough time. He doesn't have any friends. And
Relatable.
his therapist gives him some advice to write letters to himself, and to title them like Dear Evan Hansen. That's where the name comes from. All this stuff. So like he's like so it's like he's doing that. He has like one friend at school. He's like a cast because he broke his arm and wants to get people to sign his cast. No one wants to sign his cast. Sad.
Rip.
But yeah, so then he goes, he's like in the school computer lab. He goes in, like he's had this letter typed, so he goes in and like prints out the letter because he's supposed to bring it to his next therapy session.
Mm-hmm.
And then he runs into like, I can call him like the school bully. He's not really like a bully. He's just kind of like a jerk who's also like depressed and like all this stuff, but like he's like mean about it. When he's like talking to Evan and like they're kind of getting along here, and then like he signs his cast, like we're both kind of like rejects here, so whatever. But then he sees the letter, and something about the letter upsets him. So like he like takes the letter,
upsets the guy who's a jerk.
Yeah. Okay. It upsets the guy who's a jerk, and then it's like he takes the letter. He's like, you can't, whatever. It's like, and just anyway, he takes the letter, and Evan's like, dang, everything's just bad about my life. Anyway, the kid who was a jerk.
I don't mean to laugh, but
that's fine.
What a way to put it. Everything, damn it, everything's bad about my life.
I have the best way of describing things. My way of describing movies is just unparalleled here. Anyway, the kid who was a jerk kills himself.
Okay, a turn I did not see.
Yeah. So then, that happens like super early, like early on. This is just like the base level description of what happens like early in the movie here. Anyway,
I said baseline, bro. I said quick synopsis.
Yeah. So yes. So anyway. So what happens? Like how this, like what the main plot of the movie is that his parents are going through all of his stuff, and they find this letter that the kid has that's addressed to Evan Hansen. It says, Dear Evan Hansen. That's how he starts his letter. So the parents come to Evan Hansen and we're like, we thought our son didn't have any friends at all. Now we see he did have a friend, and it's you. Can you like spend time with us to tell us more about who he actually was, all this stuff?
No.
And then Evan at first was like, no, this is like, obviously I can't tell them, it's, well, like he's like, he wants to tell them like, I wasn't friends with this guy, whatever. He's just kind of a jerk, but he doesn't want to make them more sad. Right. So he starts pretending like he was the kid's friend, and things get out of hand so quickly. because he's just lying, he's telling so many lies, and the lies catch up with him, and he starts to form a like romantic relationship with the dead dude's sister, who thinks that he was his best friend, and it's like super messed up and it's super creepy. And then he starts treating his mom bad because he likes this new family more, but he's like all a lie, and like all of his, he starts. It's like it goes like the whole thing goes viral, and like he's like, no, I didn't want this, and now I can't get out of it, and it just builds and builds the whole time, and you're like, oh my god, his life is like, as soon as people find out, it's going to be awful for him.
Oh my
And it's
god.
like that's the entire thing. It just progressively gets worse and worse and worse.
So why you don't lie, folks. Oh, I mean, I'm continue lying, but you know, just don't lie too badly.
It was a fantastic, like a musical, a fantastic show. As long as you know you're not supposed to like the main character, you're not supposed to think what he's doing is good. And I hate that in the trailer it's being portrayed as this like heartwarming film of like, oh, this kid, whatever. There's like the suicide, but it's not what the movie is supposed to be about at all. Like, you're not supposed to think that what Evan Hansen is doing is good or positive. Right. You're supposed to see it in this like dark light of like, this is horrible for everyone involved here. They just don't know it.
Mm-hmm. So is the movie going to be a musical too, or is it just regular?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's a musical. It's going to have. I'm pretty sure it's going to have all of the songs. They included some of the songs in the trailer. I'm hoping it has all the songs, because there are some really great songs there.
Cool.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it. I just hope that people go in having a realistic expectation. I'm hoping the trailer at some point conveys that well.
Right.
Otherwise, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, it's putting a heartwarming movie, and oh my god, this is messed up.
Yeah, it's fucked up, yeah.
Yeah.
Dang. All right, it took a lot of turns I didn't expect, and we are here 49 minutes in.
Cool. Time to actually get to what we want to talk about. I don't know if this actually is going to be the shortest episode now. We just talked about news for like an hour.
I mean, I think the shortest is an hour 11, so.
Okay, well,
I don't know if we'll reach that, because let's just
talk about Bad Batch fast, and then we can, see how it goes from there. Yeah. We have like 20 minutes to talk about the Bad Batch. What we got? Is there anything else after that, or just we'll talk about that afterwards? Okay, yeah, cool.
So Bad Batch. Let me start off by saying these 2 episodes were exactly the same. They were the same show, different setting, same exact show, same exact episode. I think the first episode set the bar way too high. And these last, the second one was good, but the last 2 have been largely unforgettable. Like I was telling Brennan before the show, I don't remember episode 3.
Now, quick question: are you liking them still, or is
I mean, I don't base my enjoyment about how similar the episodes are. Like,
all right,
I'm still enjoying watching it. I mean, is it worth getting up at 4 a.m. to watch? No, but it's. That's my own fault. I'm not even getting up for them anymore. I just get up and I'm like, it's 4 o'clock. I might as well watch it. Can't go back to sleep. So
you have an interesting sleep schedule now then, huh?
Yeah, get up at 4 every Friday, apparently.
Oh, so it's only on
Fridays.
Fridays then. So somehow your circadian rhythm got in sync.
I do not understand.
With the 7-day week.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Cool.
It's 6 through the week, 7 on the weekends, 4 on Friday. Yep. Anyway, so yeah, I mean they've been good. They've been good episodes. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of like the spans in not Rebels. Well, yeah, kind of like the first season of Rebels, but it's like the spans in Clone Wars, where it was just like, okay, these are good episodes, but I don't know, they're fine.
So really quick, anyway. Yeah. So really quick to run through these episodes here. So you have episode 3 where they land on a planet, although land in episode 3 could be a generous term there.
The Anakin Skywalker landed.
Yes.
Anakin Skywalker landing.
So they land. There's something that they need to go out and do. They go and try to do it.
They have to fix the...
Omega gets in trouble in some way. The trouble is resolved. They go back to the ship and take off. And that really could be used to describe either of the episodes there.
I could have just played episode 2 as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're right.
We didn't, though, I will say, in episode 3, nothing really significant happened. We did see a cool new species. At least I think it's new.
I really liked...
Moondragon.
Yeah, I really liked Omega's interaction with the Moon Dragon. That was cool. Where Hunter and the Moon Dragon fought, and then the Moon Dragon took the part, and then Omega was like, "I'm going after it."
Yeah.
Oops. Well, I'm going after it here. She went down the whole thing with the light. I thought it was really cool because they could have just kept up the thing of like, her not really being sure of like what to do and just having to rely on the Bad Batch, but they really, they started to give her like, like she can do things now. This is cool. I mean, there were other times she was doing stuff too, but this was really like a focus on her where she was the resolution to that arc. She was how they got the part back.
Right. And maybe I don't know how. Like, I think when she was down in that tunnel, you might have said that. I did zone out for a second. I'm sorry, but I like how she like realized that the dragon wasn't gonna hurt her. It was only interested in the electricity. Oh, good. So you didn't say that.
Yeah, I didn't say that exactly. That's kind of what I was
getting at. Yeah,
getting at indirectly, but I forgot to explicitly
say it. Gotcha.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, that was cool. But yeah, I mean, the structure so far to each episode has been, except the first one was, they need to stop and do something. Omega goes and gets lost. Someone has to go find her. Trouble ensues. They go back to the ship they left off with the Empire, with someone after them.
Yeah.
Which
I am still liking this episode so far. I wish they were more like it's weird because I like these characters so far more than I initially liked the characters of Star Wars Rebels.
Interesting. Okay.
But I like the structure of the Star Wars Rebels episodes more because it was like, you would have like 3 episodes all connected arcs, here, then like 4 episodes all connected, and these are so far like really individual episodes, which I don't mind, but I feel like going back it won't be as memorable to a rewatch because there's like not like a super big overarching arc here. But I'm hoping that we'll get more into those as time goes on, and it is nice to just have individual ones where you can like watch something and enjoy them.
Apparently, I saw this after the episode. Apparently, the moon that they landed on in episode 3 was in the Mandalorian system.
Oh,
interesting. The Mandalorian system. So at least I saw that. I don't remember who put it up or if that's true or not, but so that's interesting. They are definitely, with these past 2-3-ish episodes, there is world building. Yeah. Maybe they'll come back to these episodes if they did introduce a character in episode 4, which we'll get to. But
episode 3,
they kind of introduced the character, but
yeah.
So that's what they're doing.
In episode 3 was I still like Tech, I think is his name, right? Mm-hmm. It's just Tech. I really I mentioned it the previous episode when we were talking about episodes 1 and 2, but the way he just casually like brings things up and mentions things. Like, you guys didn't know that? In episode 3, where like he was fixing on one thing and then someone was like, "Oh, shouldn't you be fixing this other thing?" Or like, "Is this like, our ship is badly damaged," and he was like, "Oh, it's fine. Like I ran the diagnostic report and there's like nothing vital has been impacted." And they go to hyperspace and the ship's like crashing or everything, and they're like, "Well, you said nothing vital was impacted," and he said something like, the air's still here. It's like we can still breathe. like we're fine. We're just gonna crash. That's fine. And I just really like how dry he is about everything there. It's like nothing phases him really in terms of like news. He's like, "Oh yeah, we're crashing, but that's fine because we still have like life support enabled here."
What I like, and I think this is the first time that I've seen it, is that when they're crashing, they they started having like really bad issues in hyperspace, and then they just dropped out of hyperspace.
Yeah.
Which I don't think we've ever seen anything have a problem in hyperspace explicitly in the shows or movies.
Yeah, there may have been one time in Rebels where I think there's something going on, made a drop out of hyperspace, but it was not in this same way.
Right. Like I guess they did drop out of hyperspace in the High Republic. I'm not gonna ruin that for anyone because it's a book, but well, I do have a question for you about books later, but but yeah, and then at the end when Wrecker made Omega a little bedroom, that was adorable. I like that.
I like that. Yeah,
that was a good little touch there at the end. I like how Omega's kind of connecting with everyone. She hasn't really connected with Tech yet. Obviously, her and Hunter very
Yeah.
connected in the first episode. Her and
Tech's
Tech in the
kind
third
of
episode.
yeah. Tech's kind of hard to
Who's the other
connect
one?
to though. Echo.
Echo. Oh yeah, I forget about Echo because he's not
How dare you?
he's not he doesn't have a defect. He's just mostly robot.
He's made of tech.
Yes, there you go.
There's
but,
tech and the one who's made of tech.
Yep, exactly. And then there's episode 4,
Yes.
which follows the same plot line, but we got to see our first look at animated Fennec Shand. Is that her name?
Yeah, because she was the one from The Mandalorian. Yes.
Yep. And so we get to see her in the early days of the Empire being a bounty hunter. Maybe we'll see how she ended up on Tatooine with Boba Fett.
So now she is working for somebody to bring Omega back in. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. Who do you think she's working for? Do you think she's working for the Empire or like the
I don't know.
Kaminoans or someone else?
So it's interesting because I didn't realize that when the maintenance bay guy called, he was just telling her about Omega until later on when she only pursued Omega. I did think that it's maybe the Kaminoans, but why would they want them back? Why do they want her in particular back?
Yeah. I was like, because
especially
because one of them had said like, oh, she's safer with the Bad Batch. So,
right.
It's probably not them. I don't think she's working for the Empire either, though.
No, me neither.
Because I feel like they would have just told us if she was, because we already know that the Empire has interest, but they also don't really know about her. So maybe,
right?
I have no idea who would know about.
Well, and wouldn't she go after
Boba Fett?
Maybe, but wouldn't she go after all 3 or all 5 of them if she was working for the Empire, not just Omega?
Yeah. You're also because they really don't know about her. So I really have no idea who she's working for.
Boba Fett could be someone. She could be working with Boba Fett's gang. That's something. Maybe Cad Bane will make his reappearance. Who knows?
Yeah, because like Boba Fett would be the only one I could think of who would have connections or ties
to the Kaminoan. But how would he know about the Bad Batch though? He's been long gone.
He wouldn't know about the Bad Batch, but he I don't know.
Or Omega.
He may have inside information. I don't know how, but
maybe I don't know.
We will see.
Obviously,
yeah. There's no character that we would know of right now that would have the information about Omega.
Really, it comes down to who knows about Omega.
Luke Skywalker.
He just was born.
Yep.
He's a week old at this point.
Yes. Yeah. Yep, Luke Skywalker as a 1 week old infant. Yeah. Just going around.
Has he even gotten to Tatooine yet? I don't know what the distance between Tatooine and wherever he ended up being was.
Let's just have Mark Hamill play 1 week old Luke Skywalker and just use the same CGI as in The Mandalorian. Just like DH him more.
DH him to a baby.
Yes.
That'd be something. But
it's technology. Anything's possible.
Yeah. But other than Fennec Shand, I don't think too much happened in this episode that was important. Other than the astromech that had legs. Did you notice that the ones that Echo brought from the it had legs?
I did see that one of them.
He has a name. Different. I think it's Clink or Clank.
How would you know that?
Because I saw a video about it earlier, and someone said that he had a name. But anyway,
interesting.
Yep.
How would anybody know about that yet?
Is it might be in the?
Is it like subtitles?
I would imagine. Yeah, that's probably it. Subtitles.
Interesting.
Apparently, lots of people watch with subtitles on. Like just shows in general. Like I know my old roommate does that.
Yeah.
He would just watch with subtitles because
it's like I'll watch some show with subtitles if the dialogue's hard to hear, but with like most cartoons, the dialogue's usually clear enough for me to just be like, oh, I don't need them.
I get distracted by them because I'll read them and forget to watch it. But no, he would watch it. Yeah, it was funny. He would watch shows with subtitles on when he was too tired to watch the show. Which makes no sense because I'd be too tired to read the show. Unless he's reading himself to sleep, which I've done plenty of times.
Interesting.
Anyway, sorry, enough about my roommate. But So yeah,
Ex
other than that,
roommate now.
nothing. Oh yeah, I guess so because I don't live there anymore. Neither does he. Anyway, so
Anyway,
yeah,
I
that's all I have to say
liked.
about episode 4.
They're still talking about the chain codes, so
Yeah,
that's cool. There's some continuity there. I really liked the whole chase scene with Omega and all that.
that was cool. Yeah.
I thought it was well done.
Mm-hmm.
You can tell that the bounty hunter lady, whose name I forget because I'm horrible with names, even
Fennec
though we
Shen
just
or
mentioned it.
Fennec. Just call her Fennec because I don't know her last name. I
There
don't
we
know how to
go.
pronounce it.
That sounds like a Pokemon. Was there not a Pokemon like
Yes, there
released
was,
in one of the
but it was spelled differently.
Fennekin?
Yes, the
That's what it
Fennec.
was.
Oh, it is
Anyway,
Shand. It's Fennec Shand. Yeah.
anyway, I she seems to like care about Omega in a way where she, wants to make sure Omega is safe, even
Mm-hmm.
though she's trying to kidnap her.
Right.
So,
Safely kidnap.
yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I really like the whole like the chase scene with like the ships and everything. It's like neat to get to see more of those crash, I guess is the best way of putting it. I feel like most times
Right.
it's just kind of treated as like this backdrop here where not a lot happens amongst all of the ships. You have a couple exceptions in Clone Wars and some exceptions in like Rebels here, but it was neat to get to
Right.
see, like, oh, an accident happened and then like the police speeders came up and then like, oh, some boxes dropped and it caused other speeders to crash. It's like,
Right.
this
Instead
is
of just
yeah, this isn't just like a background here. It's like everything's interacting with each other here. It was neat to get to see Wrecker go and fight her and she was just like, bam, and then he was just down.
Yeah. She's like, fog. Oh, and he's out, and he was out for a while. Like
Yeah,
she got pretty far.
It shows she's actually like talented.
Yeah.
She's like very
well, but Wrecker's not exactly a great fighter. He just is strong.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, but still, to be able
brute
to take him
force.
down so immediately there.
Yeah.
Which I mean, we
have seen that. Yeah.
Yeah, she already knew she's talented from the Mandalorian. This being like earlier on, it's like, oh yeah, her talent goes like a long way back here.
Yeah. Is this the first time we've got introduced to a live action character and and seen them in animation so shortly after?
Probably.
Because I mean, even Anakin, we were introduced to him in like 1999, and then he was animated in 2008.
Yeah.
And then Ahsoka, we didn't see her live action until 2020.
Yeah.
And after 12 years later, so.
This is probably like the quickest turnaround time.
Right. And her story is still going on in both.
Yeah.
Because we don't know the end of Fennec's story. But we're now learning the beginning of Fennec's story. So I think this might be the last episode before we get an arc-like series of episodes. Hopefully. Because I don't know, I just feel like to set up a lot. Especially with Fennec chasing them, or maybe Fennec joining them. We're going to find out who Fennec's working for. So I feel like this episode's set up more than the last two have. Yeah. But, we'll see.
So here is a question now.
Yes.
I think we both agree that that like our favorite episode is episode 1.
Yes. Yeah.
Right? Okay, cool. Out of 2, 3, and 4, how would you rank those?
4, 2, and 3. I clearly didn't like 3 as I didn't bother to remember it. I also only watched it once.
Yeah, I'd actually probably be the same for my ranking there, except for like I liked 3. Like I did like 3, but it probably still doesn't beat out 2 or 4.
Yeah, I like 2 because they brought back an old character from an arc that from an episode of the Clone Wars that everyone may have forgotten. I thought that was cool. And then the introduction of the stuff like chain codes and stuff like that, kind of seeing more of like how they changed things during the Empire.
Exactly.
Then the introduction of Fennec, or the reintroduction of Fennec Shand at in episode 4 is what boosted that probably to the top. And the chasing and stuff like that were cool. And just episode 3 just didn't really have any of that. It was just kind of it's the bottle episode that Abed never wants to get in. or Abed wants to get into. That's what episode 3 was.
Absolutely.
It
Oh
was.
yeah, we're doing a bottle episode.
It was kind of like episode 2 of The Mandalorian
Yeah.
of season 2. It
Yep,
was
the one where they're
they're
on that
stuck.
ice moon.
They're stuck on a. They're stuck on a moon,
I did not
and
like
there's
that
a weird
episode.
creature. No one.
Yeah.
No one
Oh,
liked that
oh
episode.
yeah.
I think that every episode after and before that were fantastic, but I think generally no one liked episode 2.
I liked all of season 2 except for that episode.
Yeah, me too. Every episode was
Uh,
great.
One thing I will say that I like a whole lot about the Bad Batch is that the episodes aren't the same length. This is not a show that was built for network TV. It was a show that was made for streaming. So like the episodes don't all have to be like one set length with commercial breaks, at the same spots. Right. It's like this was made for streaming, so you kind of get more of a feel that like the creators aren't having to like add anything extra just to fill time or take anything away because it takes up too much time. It's like they're getting the ability to tell it like with the pacing that they want.
Mm-hmm.
So
do you think we'll have another like 45-ish minute long episode?
Probably not. I would guess we're probably gonna have some episodes broken up into part 1 and part 2, but I think they're gonna keep them all within the same time range, and that
kind of like
first
20 to 35 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just wondering, because there's a couple shows on Netflix there's a show on Netflix I started to watch. I think it's an anime about ancient Greece, which is or it's about it's like mythology, but it's in an anime form. Anyway, some of those episodes are like 35, 40 minutes, but some of them are like 27 minutes. So I was just wondering, maybe if they go out for a longer. But I guess you're right. It kind of just depends.
Yeah, that's what I would think. At least now, they can do whatever they want. I would love to see some longer episodes. I would guess probably for like if they do make an exception, it'll probably be for the season finale or something along those lines. But only time will tell. Only 3 months will tell.
Yeah, I would imagine that the last episode is gonna be split into 2. So it's gonna be the last 2 episodes.
Yeah,
will be the finale.
That seems that's what I believe they did for all of Star Wars Rebels.
Yeah.
And
no,
Star Wars Clone Wars. No,
actually, season 4 was 1 episode. I mean, it was part of an arc, but like it was one final episode. It wasn't a part 1 or part 2 or anything like that. I think it was called Celebration or Victory or something like that. No, that was
cool.
That was something else. But no, and then the end of the Clone Wars was 4 episodes.
Yeah,
I love that arc. I go back and just watch that arc sometimes. It's so good. There was an edit online, and now they'll have to add the Bad Batch to it. There's an edit of Revenge of the Sith with the last 4 episodes of the Clone Wars edited in.
Cool.
But I don't know if it's still up on YouTube. But yeah, so that's all I have to say about that.
Yeah, and that's the Bad Batch. That's all I have to say for me as well. I'm excited for these next 2 episodes here, hoping we get more into all the arc stuff. But
it is. We got to an hour 11.
This maybe it'll be the shortest episode. It depends on how it edits out. No,
and I don't know what time we started. Well, I'm not editing this. I never edit a podcast.
No, but I just mean when you get there, you can see like
the intros and stuff.
Yeah,
like
the time code.
I guess I do edit things. Very, very little though. But add
that to your resume there.
Editor. Yeah, because that'll do so much for my career in engineering.
Yeah, I mean they both start with E, so they're like the same field.
Editing, well, engineering and editing, same exact thing.
Yep. My degree's in psychology. I got a position in procurement. They both start with P's.
There you go. All right, well, everyone. I hope you guys have a good weekend good week. I'm not putting this up till Monday.
Or weekend or
whatever
whenever you're listening to this, have a great next time unit.
Extended time unit.
Yes.
Have a great rest of your year. How about that? That encompasses everything.
Unless this is the last day of the year, in which case you're kind of out of time to have a good year if you haven't already. I mean, it's never really late, but like it's kind of too late.
All right, but don't forget to subscribe to me at Wolfgator Entertainment on YouTube.
And don't not subscribe to me at Not Brennan.
That's the best way you could have put that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Ship Roasting. And tell us
have
how
new
awesome Brennan
picture.
Yeah, tell us how awesome Brennan did on the new picture.
Boom.
So
look at the new picture. If you're on Spotify, just look at your phone right now, or computer. You can listen to Spotify on your computer too, I guess. Just look at the image. You're welcome. Hope that's not I mean, I was say hope it's not copyrighted, but like we took that picture, so
yeah, you took that picture.
I did take that picture.
Yeah, it's and if you guys can't tell what it is in it, then you're not listening to the podcast correctly. It's called Chip Roasting.
Yeah.
But hashtag Chip Roasting 2021, and don't forget to tell us
Happy New Year.
Don't forget to tell us which Marvel character should be in Star Wars and which Star Wars character should be in Marvel. That's it from me. I'll see you guys next week. Peace out.
That's it from me too.
Or 2 weeks.
Peace. 2 weeks. Yes.
Peace out. We'll be back in person then.
Yeah, hopefully.
Peace out, everyone.